good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody everywhere across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra, in, where am I, Jen? Las Vegas, Nevada. Freezing cold. It's been freezing cold, Las Vegas, Nevada, but not as freezing cold as the location of my wonderful co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair, Jennifer. By the way, it's a Monday morning news and Jentel show. Jennifer Faladori in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, are you buried in snow or what happened?
No, we haven't had a lot of snow. We've just had Arctic temperatures, like 13 below zero and things like that. Ugh. Everything's malfunctioning. The cars.
What about wind? What about wind and stuff?
We did have some wind. Nothing broke and fell in my area.
Okay.
But it just seems like everything is malfunctioning or was. So we're hoping it's going to start rising now, the temperature, at least to get up to freezing. That's going to feel like summer.
Right.
And then we're supposed to get a lot of snow.
So today apparently is a holiday. I guess it's MLK Day. I don't celebrate MLK Day. I don't celebrate fake holidays like Kwanzaa and MLK Day. It's not really a holiday. If I had to work at Boeing, then it's not a holiday. Okay. If I had to be at work when I worked at Boeing, it's not a holiday. So we don't consider this a holiday show, but the banks, I think, are closed today, which is interesting because it's the 15th of the month. We always hear that the 15th of the month is a time when revaluations and things like that might take place, especially in Iraq, because they publish their rate on the 15th and the 30th of each month and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Now, this is kind of interesting, Jen, because with regards to the revaluation of currencies, there's a few interesting things out there. So I thought I would play this video from Nader, which came out yesterday. And it is referring to what they call, let me turn the chat off. It is referring to what they call the deletion of the 3 zeros. So let's listen, very short video. Let's listen to it real quick. Do a screen share. I don't know why I have to do this extra step with the screen sharing, but let's get Nader's handsome visage up here and listen to what he says.
What I'm gonna put now, it's a really good article. I love this article. It's talking about the 3 zeros, talking about they're going to delete the 3 0, and they're talking about the exchange rate, and they're talking about a lot of things. A lot of people now is writing like, if you don't know it, don't put them on. Don't put them. I'm not gonna put a video with the. I'm just gonna put the text in both in English and in Arabic. You can guys read them, whatever. If you read Arabic, you can read them. If you can read them in English, you can go ahead, read them. But it's too long for me to put it on. It's more than like 6-7 minutes. And I really don't want to do it. I feel lazy. But you can copy it, paste it on Google, and just if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it too. All right? Or text, text to speech, and you can do it too. All right? So it's a lot of things happening. A lot of friends sending me about people saying negative things and don't like it too much what they're saying, but it's, they're free to say anything they want. It's not our problem. There we go. So read this article, and at the same time, some things I understood, sometimes some things not. If you guys can explain it to each other or even to me, it would be nice. Nader from the East. And I'm sure, we're gonna have a couple of SO. Who's gonna be rude and go like, you don't have to know, whatever. It's been 20 years, it's been 15 years, keep your comment to yourself, all right? If you don't like it, don't read it, don't listen to me. And that's it. Nader from the East, and I'll talk to you later.
So what he's referring to is an article it's in Arabic. It can be translated, but it is where the president or whatever, al-Sudani of Iraq discusses what they call the deletion of the 3 zeros. Now, remember, Iraq's current value of their currency is 0.00086 of a penny. So if you were to delete the 3 zeros, the Iraqi dinar would have a value of 86 cents. However, another way you might look at it is that the current artificial program rate of the Iraqi dinar is 1,320, which I'm going to put in the text over here, 1,320. So if you delete the 3 zeros, moving everything to the left, then the value of the dinar goes from 1,320 against the dollar to $1.32. In other words, the dinar is worth $1.32 for every
Take it.
dollar. Okay.
Take
Or it could be flipped where it actually is worth let's see, what's 1 minus 32 is a dollar. 100 minus 32 is 68, 78, 68 cents. Could work that way. But they also talk about in this article about a 2% like banking fee or exchange fee, which would then put it to $1.28. Now, the reason this is relevant, either way, $1.32, $1.28, I don't care. The reason this is relevant today is because this could be announced today. It could happen today. It could be the fact that the Prime Minister, President Al-Sudani, whatever he is, I forget, is discussing this openly in news articles means that supposedly what I've heard is that there's an agreement behind the scenes. Their currency will revalue, and this is the starting rate. Somewhere between 128 to 132 will be the starting rate. 132, $1.32 is probably what it will be on Forex in public. $1.28 is probably what you can get at the bank or the exchange center. This would also imply that they're not going through an exchange center, that they are actually going to go, they're just going to have you guys go to the bank and trade in your dinars if you want. If this happens, I'm all in. I'm taking my little bit over $1 million dinar to the bank and I'm saying, give me my $1.28. I don't have to pay any taxes on it because it's a currency exchange, and I'm paying off everything I owe and sticking $700,000 in the bank or something like that. So, that's what I'm doing. And then if that happens, then the dong will follow very quickly to a more reasonable value, even the nickel. So these are all the things that are floating out there. And there's some implication that it's happening now or happening today, even, Jen, or this week or today. So I wanted to ask you about that. What impression do you get about any of this stuff? I can tell you were talking to somebody over there because you're doing your sideways thing.
Well, that's not how it's going to go, where we just do it by itself and go to the bank. That's not how it's going to go. That's what I was asking. You want to hear the Jentel?
Oh, if the Jentel is associated with that, absolutely.
It is.
Let's go to the Jentel. I did not read the Jentel, so let's turn off the questions and just let Jen do her thing.
Okay. So, Jentel for January 15th, 2024. Can't believe we're in 2024. Every time I say that, interdimensional meditation.
Oh, I just read the first line. Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. RV News posting the IQD to the Forex will be late. It will not happen today.
Okay.
Sometimes this week is a better prediction than today. All in place and ready.
Wow. So let me just interrupt you real quick. That actually lines up kind of with what they were saying. So like with what's been said over the weekend. So they were ready. They're kind of on the brink of it. And that's interesting. And it doesn't preclude the whole thing going. Although like I said, I'm just at the point where I don't care if the whole thing goes. If the dinar goes, great. Here's my money. Here's my dinar.
It can't really go and not trigger the rest of them.
Right.
Especially the dong.
Right. That is, again, guys, that is amazing. This is totally not rehearsed. And it's just like Jen is getting, Jen probably wasn't aware of any of these videos or articles or any of this stuff. And again, that's another confirmed to me, Jen. So way to go. I just wanted to say, wow, that exactly lines up with what we were just talking about. So that's cool.
Awesome. Okay. So, and then the current war involvement with the USA and the UK is not what it seems. The canceling of contracts has created a free-for-all undersea and underground for trafficking channels. These channels are being closed off by the alliance forces. Cover story used as a distraction. Okay. In the news this week, first thing I heard is damaging high tides. If you're on a coastal area, you want to keep an eye on the tides and the weather. Somebody's getting high tides this week. Okay. Item number 2, the dinar rises. Matches up. Then I was trying to get more information. I saw men with, like AR-15s, automatic weapons in a group, like a militia. Somebody's caught, something. We see something like that in the news this week. I'm drawn to the border situation. I don't know if people are starting to take that in their own hands, or if that's the story. But keep an eye out for that. Most of the talk this week will be about this war. We will see progress this week, and I believe that is talking about the RV. Not sure, but I believe it is. And that's about it.
It's really interesting because we go back to last week, and we look at what will we see this week. I know last week was a tough one for you because you didn't feel well. Strikes, we saw that. Power outages, we saw that. Shocking revelations, don't know so much about that. I did see a lot about Biden's health. So all those 4 things were in the news last week. Damaging high tides. We've already seen some of that stuff. We've seen, waves and stuff.
Well, I mean, they really pulled that, told me that first.
Yeah.
So I'm not really good at predicting where this will be, but I do believe it's the USA. I'm not quite sure. But if anybody's living in a coastal area, just follow the weather and keep up on it.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a big wave in Ventura, California, was it? Somewhere where, it was a pretty bad wave. It was like a mini tidal wave. Dinar rises. Okay, so I want to caution you, everybody, about this. There is a scenario where it could go from 1320, and instead of deleting the 3 zeros and it's 132 right away, it goes to 1,000. That's still the dinar rising. So don't be upset if that happens first, if it's a slow process, okay? If it goes from 1320 to 1,000, 1320 to 1 to 1,000 to 1, that's still the dinar rises. It's still a Jentel confirm. And I'll tell you what else it confirms. It confirms that this is happening.
Yeah. Remember, I don't know if it was a year ago or so, while ago, Gabriel told us that the rate would float.
Yeah.
The slide is what he would say. So that,
right.
Like on a sliding scale, so it's gonna move. We're gonna see different rates. It's not just gonna go, So I don't know about the drop in the 3 zeros. That's a big jump, but I think from there, and it will be more on the screens. That I'm sure of.
Yeah. And the thing to remember too is that then the process, then it floats, and when the dinar floats, the value is going to skyrocket as quickly as it can. Now there's some people that say there's a rule that you can only go up 2% a day on the dinar. Well, okay.
Oh, how many days have they not told us that it's moving?
Yeah.
It
could come out publicly at $1.32, and then it goes up 2% every day till it reaches 16 or something. So, it was Ventura, California. Thanks, Laura. So,
so for the Jentel though, it's always something from today on. So we don't want to. Right. I'm not going to come up, because I think that's cheating. Something already happened. We have to have something new.
Yeah, right. And so, but I wanted to remind everybody she was 4 for 4 last week, which is good. Well, and I see men with automatic weapons caught. I suspect that's something to do with our border. They catch men with weapons of war coming across the border. The Texas and you said, I don't know, you didn't hear the Texas news this weekend. Yeah, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, basically shut down the border and kicked the National Guard, kicked the feds out, and said, "If you're not going to close our border, we are." So,
well, I just see a long weapon in front of somebody. I kind of got the sense, and this could be wrong, I kind of got the sense that it was almost like a citizen militia taking
Mhm.
things into their own hands because they're not
Mhm.
seeing any progress from the government to protect their families and their
That's
homes.
also possible. Yeah.
So that would be more fun than the other story, but we'll see what happens with that.
Okay, so because I'm the host and I get to have you on as my co-host, I get to ask you questions first. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Dave Barra asked me this. He wanted to know so the United States Secretary of Defense, a man named Lloyd Austin, disappeared over the holidays for 7 or 8 days. It later came to light that he was supposedly in emergency surgery in the ICU, having surgery for prostate cancer. He still has not been seen or heard from for 13 days. And supposedly he ordered the airstrikes in Yemen against the Houthi rebels, who, by the way, Joe Biden took off of the terror list that Trump had put them on. And the Russians came out and said, no, we killed him. He was in a secret meeting in, I think it was Kiev or Kharkov in Ukraine, and we performed a missile strike on that meeting and killed him. So which is true? Do we know?
Isn't this the same story where I said, like, you asked me last Wednesday or something, and I said he passed yesterday?
Yeah.
And it was a blow to the chest.
Yeah. And I think that's what the Russians said, that he was, hit by a missile strike or something. So do you still get that Lloyd Austin, and I can get you his picture if you want, is kaput?
Has passed.
He's passed. Okay.
Now, I don't, if you see him emerge in like 3 weeks looking kind of different, then that's not him. But looking much better. I hate to laugh about that. We don't. Well, but yeah, I do believe that he has passed.
Look, if he works for Biden, he's a traitor, so I don't care what happens to him personally. And that may be blunt, but that's just what you get on this channel. So, and that reminds me, Oprah appeared in public this week looking not exactly like Oprah. Is Oprah been replaced with a body double?
I do believe she's alive.
But was that her?
It was. So,
okay.
I think she's been in almost like, I don't want to say house arrest. It almost looks like a place where there's other people. It's almost like, but like living clean while there. And they let her out for certain occasions. She's playing ball.
She's playing ball. Okay. That's pretty interesting. So
she knows a lot.
That was not my second question. I had another question, but I'm having a middle-aged moment and forgot it. So I'll come back to it whenever I think of the other question. Damn it. What was the other question? It was something that was going on. I don't know. All right. Okay. There are, how many of you in the live stream? There are about 650 of you in the live stream. Thanks for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Please keep in mind that these videos get deleted almost as soon as the live stream is completed off of Mike Barra 3 and Mike Barra 333 on YouTube, but they do stay up, at least they have so far, on Mike Barra 2 on YouTube, and you can always find these episodes and other stuff on mikebarra.blogspot.com. That's my homepage. You can see today's show is running right there right now. You've also got lectures I've done in the past. This Ancient Aliens and JFK lecture, it's up here for a reason because it's really good. So go check that out. That's one of my better lectures from 2018. You have last week's Tell the Truth Wednesday show. You have Toxically Masculine Tuesday with me and Blake and Brooks. You have all kinds of links to different books that I've written, shows I did with Mark Z, stuff like that. We appreciate you guys very, very much. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus over at the CBDgurus.com, where you can pick up all kinds of super cool CBD products for your health. Go to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, and hit enter, and you will get this week's specials. Let's see what's up there today from Matt and Lucas. Well, for orders over $25, you get 500 Iraqi dinar for free. That could be worth a little bit of money here coming up. And for orders over 125, you get a free 5,000 Iraqi dinar total. And you get these discount wholesale prices. The pain cream is good stuff. I love that. The immunity formula, the Miracle Gold is out there. The super full spectrum oil. Do we have the pet oil there? Nope, not today. We have the Delta 8 gummies. We have all kinds of cool stuff on sale. And don't forget, you can always pick up the Mike B Wholesale formal wear for the ladies. Who doesn't want some pajama bottoms with my face and Mark Z's face and aliens and UFOs on them? Might be Wholesale formal wear. Sorry, that stuff. Also, please do not forget to visit our other site, the wonderful MikeBarraPets.com, where you can pick up all kinds of cool mushroom-based health products for your kitties, your doggies, your horsies, and yourself, if you really want to. There's a lot of cool information. It's MikeBarraPets.com about things you can do. I have given Barkley, let's go to, where is the shop stuff? Shop now. I have been given Barkley the Mush Puppies and the Mush Puppies Plus and the Mojos, and he absolutely loves them. And he's got so much energy, it's insane. And he's really just totally kicking ass and getting much, much better. Pet Club, it's over at thepetclub.com, MikeBarraPets.com. Also, there's the super sauce for dogs and super sauce for cats. I've been mixing that in with some tuna, giving it to my kitties. I'll let you know how the kitties do. Also, myself for humans, I am taking the Coriolis versicolor mushroom-based supplements, which is supposed to help my my immune system, and the Enforce Restore. It's a liver and pancreas support system to help with high blood pressure and high blood sugar. So they've got human products there as well. MikeBarraPets.com. Just go to the shop tab and you can get the dogs, the cats, the horses, and the human supplements. And Jen, I've been taking them, and we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to this. It's been very, very good stuff. Also, please do not forget to go over to jenniferfalah.com and pick up the latest specials. Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over there?
Well, if you'd like a reading with me, go to jenniferfalah.com. We have hour readings, half-hour readings. We've still got the yearly forecast up. That will be coming down very soon. So if you'd like one of those, get it now. Also, I'm accepting new students for psychic development and interdimensional meditation, all the way up to the projection of consciousness and God-centered conscious creation. That's where we're going with this. So if you would like to be a student of mine, there is a deal there, and you can get all my classes and 4 1-hour coaching sessions. You can have those bi-weekly or monthly. And I walk you through the whole thing if you do it that way. Otherwise, someone just purchases the classes. They're on their own. But there's a lot of extra information, guidance and teaching that happens personally, and a personal lesson plan that we tailor make according to and evaluate your current gifts and where you are now, where you'd like to go. And so I will be taking a certain number of students, and then I'll be pulling that down. If anybody needs a weight loss healing, those are still available. Also, we've got house cleanses, personal energy cleanses, And we've got readings with Susan Kretz and Marcy Howell. Can probably get to you quicker than I can for the house cleanse and the personal cleanse. If you got something going on, click there, email those ladies after purchase. And everyone must email me after purchase because, I don't know, Google's messing with me and I don't have a calendar anymore and blah, blah, blah. So it's all done.
Great.
I have to do everything by hand. So, yeah, get on in there and get some good stuff. Yearly forecast, those are working out great for people. And that's it. JenniferFalaw.com.
JenniferFalaw.com. Okay. So my birthday's coming up on the 26th. Do I get my yearly reading before that? Can we do that?
I don't know if I can fit you in before the 26th, but you and Dave can definitely have one. I'll just get them scheduled. Dave already asked me to get that scheduled, so I'll schedule one for you as well.
Okay. Thank you.
I
Dave?
just haven't responded to him. I've been dealing. My dog fell on the ice and snow, and she's arthritic, and she's 13, and we thought she lost the use of her back legs, so she's coming back. So I've been dealing with that for the last few days.
Yeah, you've been healing her, and she got up and walked out and did her own business this morning, right?
All glory to Jesus, yes. Thank you, Jesus. I need that. I need the dog to be able to go outside to the bathroom because I can't carry her.
Oh, poor thing. Mm-hmm. Poor little thing. But she's doing better now. Okay. Don't forget, guys, over on the Rumble side of the house, you can contribute to the show at to the tune of $5 a month by subscribing over on Rumble. There we are. There's Rumble. Still doing the MikeBarrettPets.com ad over there on Rumble. What you do is you simply click down below where it says subscribe, $5 a month. It's the best way to support the show. Jen and I share that money. We appreciate it very much. And you not only get a little red castle next to your name, but you get to get your questions answered first in case Jen has to leave early because of a crisis or something. You're going to get your questions answered before
Hopefully
anybody else for a mere $5 a month. And we're still talking about doing a subscriber special. I think, Jen, when we hit 100 subscribers, then we'll do a subscriber special episode. How does that sound?
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so
Alan, can you delete Marsha Carr? I mean, come on, take your meds. Your attitude is always so bad. Oh. You wonder why you have problems with people. Jeez.
Okay. Don't know what's going on there, but apparently Marsha way down. Jen reads the chat way ahead of me because I'm busy here doing the show stuff. And she's just like, Marsha, stop it. All right. So one of the things we do need over here on the Rumble side or on the YouTube side is Jen to connect needs your name, your real name, and the name of the person you're asking about. Lady Diana's over here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. She says, good morning, afternoon, everyone. Hoping for some great news. Lori is here. Kurt Ron is here. Good morning to you, Kurt. Good morning, Mike and Jen and family. Jen, this is, I want to say Annette. Guys, and remember, I'm sorry, no matter how many times I read your username, I don't always connect that with your real name. AJ Patriot 99, I think it might be Annette. Jen, is the weather being manipulated in Iowa because of the caucuses going on? There you go. That's the other thing I wanted to ask about. I've never seen it this bad for such a long stretch of time. She wants to know if the weather's being manipulated by weather manipulation technology.
No, it just happens to be one of those winters, one of those years.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Like in Europe in 1941 was one of the worst winters ever. And ask the Germans about that.
I actually believe that their ability that they stopped manipulating the weather, and that's why you actually saw water come into California this last year and things like that. So I think we're just actually seeing, weather cycles, and it's coming down from the north, I guess.
Yeah. So that's the other thing I wanted to ask you about was the Iowa caucuses are today, the first political pretend primary of the year. And, my Twitter X feed is just flooded with all these fake Ron DeSantis supporters. Oh, I used to vote for Trump, but now I vote for DeSantis. And it's like every day a new talking point goes out. Oh, look at how old Trump looks. Trump is too old. You know, it's like, oh, Trump can't win the general. It just rotates. And it's like such a fabricated bunch of shit, right? So last time we heard, Trump is way ahead of DeSantis. I call him DeSantis because he's Stannis Baratheon. Nobody wants you for their king, Stannis. And Nikki Haley and some other people. So what I'm concerned about, of course, is election manipulation. So I want to know, are we going to get honest numbers today, or are we going to get, is there going to be some fake thing where they try to make Trump look really bad today? In the Iowa caucuses.
Well, there is some manipulation, yeah.
There will be some manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, wait for that, because that's the next thing that's going to happen. All right. AJ, hi, Jen and Mike. I saw a video today claiming the U.S. sent 10,000 troops to Saudi Arabia. As they are a member of BRICS, why would they ever allow U.S. troops in the country? Is this real or part of the movie?
They did.
They did do it. Diana wants to know, will I be able to help pay for Cassie's wedding and have enough to go with her to her bachelorette trip? That's Diana.
When is it? Well, that doesn't matter, I guess. Let me see. You do contribute. I think you are able to attend.
J.K. McLennan. Good morning, Mike and Jen. Grateful for you guys. Janet. This is Janet. Okay. Janet's planning on flying to California February 1st through the 7th. Do you see any problems? Well, yeah, you're going to California. But besides that.
You might have some delays from connecting flights or getting a flight out of another area. California seems to be fine with the weather. No real problems, no.
Sharon, who is a brand new $5 a month subscriber over on Rumble, thank you, Sharon, says, this is Sharon. My son Joe is looking for a new job. When do you see this happening?
Just before Valentine's Day.
Okay, good. Just a couple more weeks. Lori says, my 35th wedding anniversary is January 28th. Do you see us on a road trip for our celebration?
Happy anniversary.
Yep.
I do think you do something, but I'm not sure if it's a road trip. I think that plan kind of gets put off just a little bit because of the weather.
Okay. Lori Bakemeyer, Cliff and I are driving from Arizona to St. George, Utah. Will we be good? We leave January 18th and return the 21st. Also staying with Tom for the first time after Diaba's death. Will it all be okay? So Cliff and Lori are...
You'll arrive safe, yeah.
Okay. Scott wants to know, Trump had a white and gold hat on last night. Does that mean something? And what does it mean?
It does for people. He's saying, but it's only for certain individuals who are looking. So it's kind of like just like a proceed.
Yeah. Diana, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you see me moving this year? And if so, where?
I'm not going to tell you where, make your decision for you. That is in sometime late spring, summer. But yeah.
Okay. Ivana, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, I'm very close to my sister-in-law. Will the inheritance work itself out, or will I lose my friendship with my sister-in-law?
I really think that she's always going to have kind of like a, bee in her bonnet. About it. I mean, it'll smooth out. Everybody will play nice, but it won't be as close as it was.
Ray, $5 a month subscriber, Little Red Castle, says, is it true that Vivek Ramaswamy invested in nanoparticle delivery systems related to the vaccines? Wow. Okay. Good question. Interesting question. Vivek.
It's true.
It is true. Nancy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hello from Nancy. I'm taking a trip to Phoenix the first week of February. Will everything be okay?
I'm not picking up on anything catastrophic with that.
Okay. Lorcamps 13 says Oprah's a Gitmo. Well, that would make sense with the way Jen described it.
So what I see is her in a big white gathering room where there's tables. She does have her own quarters, but I feel like she comes into this room. I felt like they're treated very well there, actually. I feel like she's been fed in such a way and clean living. I do think that she made a deal. So I don't know if she was before. I'm getting that she originally was not like this double agent kind of person, but I think that she is now.
Okay. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, I applied for a director job. Will I get it? I like those easy, straightforward questions.
I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Don't think so? Okay. Lucy, hi, Jen and Mike. I retired several months ago. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I retired several months ago, but will I need to go back to work to stay afloat until the RV or Nasara kicks in?
That's just saying, hey, when's the RV? I don't know. I don't know.
Plan to if you have to. Plan to if you have to.
Yeah, we have to stay, business as usual until it's not. Like I always say, we always want to, hope for the best, try to create it, but plan for plan B. We're living plan B, okay? When plan A comes through, then we do that.
That's right.
But don't put yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah, you need to I've never done this, but Mark Z said he made a lot of bad decisions thinking this thing was going to happen next week, and it never did. So don't do that.
A lot of people did. A lot of people just basically just ran up the credit cards.
Yeah. I don't know anybody like that. I don't know anybody.
No.
Dave, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Also, Little Gray Whale as a Rumble ranter. Hi, Jen. David here. The Astral Babe Ariane said her bed was shaking the other night. Was it a spirit doing that?
She needs house cleanse. Mm-hmm. That was the Minions was doing
Minions. That. Okay.
That's what we call them.
Susan, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Thank you, Susan. Good morning, Jen. Do you see me and my family moving this spring or summer?
Who's this?
Susan.
Yeah.
Okay. Tara.
Yeah, I do think it's like late summer.
Okay. This is a tough one. Tara says, my friend Brian S. had a stroke on Monday and is paralyzed on his right side, and vocal cords are affected. Will he be able to make a full recovery?
So that's Jesus that one. Brian S. And who was asking so I can find him?
Tara. Tara was asking about her friend Brian. Tara.
Not a full recovery. He will have some speech. You're going to be able to tell. He will regain some movement. So he won't be paralyzed, but it's going to be a long road.
Until we can get him into a med bed, maybe. Nanette says, Jen, what do you think about the picture of Commander-in-Chief Trump in front of the war floor sign? People say it's a calm for an assassination. I did not see that myself.
I didn't see that.
But apparently it happened. Any hints about it?
I'm getting it's nothing.
Okay.
Somebody made that.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's go back over to the YouTube side of things. Jen, is it true that pet food for cats and dogs, not just Purina, is killing both dogs and cats? Is the food being contaminated on purpose? It's even in the more expensive one. The list keeps growing.
What Gabriel's saying is that over the years, they have put more and more fillers and more carbs, basically, in dog food so that they can make more of it and sell more of it, and really want to go. I call it high protein because it's got some kind of powder or something in it. It's just really not natural for them, and the body doesn't know what to do with all of these unnatural things, and so it just starts to, it's not functioning like it should, and so the lifespan of the dog is shorter.
Yep. Sonny says, "Good morning, Mike and Jen. Love the show. Hey, Jen, can you tell me if my father-in-law Paul will be okay? He's in the hospital now."
I do think he goes home. Still touch and go when he goes home. But I don't think he's going right. I mean, like passing away right now.
Christine, thank you, Ron. Say thank you to Ron.
I love you, Christine. Hang in
It's
there.
been a hard road into the hospital from all the stress.
And she asked me earlier, and I want to take a look for Christine. She asked me if Chester has been there. Let me see. Daily. I just asked him, has Chester, you been visiting Christine? Oh, yeah.
Must be hard when you can't really connect.
Well, I see her trying to do things that he would normally do, and he's been giving you ideas of how to do something.
Yeah, prayers for Susan. She's going through a lot too. She lost her brother-in-law. Is that right? Poor Susan.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was her brother. I thought.
Was it her brother? Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Question for Jen. Well, hot potato. Do you think we seriously have to wait until January of next year to see Trump back in office? That's an interesting way to ask.
No.
Detroit Lions finally won a playoff game. Yes, they did. And I got to go back and revisit my predictions. I was pretty up on everything. I think I had the Cowboys to beat the Packers. The Packers absolutely destroyed. Let me ask you this. Will Pete Carroll get another head coaching job in the NFL?
No. He basically told him, I think, hey, you don't go to the playoffs this year, you're out. We'll tell him you're going to stay on his visor to save face, but we think you're done. And I think he retires.
You think he retires? Okay.
I see him floating around, giving opinions, maybe taking another year's some kind of salary from that. I don't know.
Well, let's be sneaky. Did the University of Washington Huskies offer Pete Carroll their head coaching job at the college level? Did they offer that?
I think there was talk about that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, well, they hired somebody else, but I wanted to know if they offered him the job and he turned it down because I
think he knows people over there and they talked about it, but I do think that he's just going to kind of like retire.
Yeah. It was time. Just trying to get some more questions over here on the YouTube side of things. A lot of Ron Davidoff in here, or Davidoff. Come on. It's Davidoff. Davidoff is like more European. It sounds very European and sophisticated. Ron Davidoff. Just trying to find some more questions. Not getting a lot of them. Auntie B says, I was sitting in front of my TV waiting for Mike and Jen, and my cat walked on the remote, so I have to find them again. Kitties do that. Our dogs and cats sometimes change the channel we're watching on our remote.
Oh, and I would just like to, on a personal note, just like to remind you guys that before the weekend, I put up God-centered conscious creation exercise on Telegram.
Oh,
And that we should all together, I want everybody to go back to it. I want you to keep doing it because I don't know if you've noticed about what our visualization, our conscious creation with God, say B, thank you God, was to see the IQD post to the Forex. And now, Monday morning, we're hearing all kinds of talk about the Forex and the IQD and everything else. So keep it up.
keep it up. You're doing a good job. You're making it happen. I was just reading Texas Snake over on Telegram is also saying he's hearing something will happen this week. Not that Texas Snake is all that accurate, but
create it in our collective reality.
Yep. Looking forward to another great show.
But you want to create it, just to go back to the post. You want to create this in your personal reality, your personal experience, just a couple days ahead or whatever ahead, where you just a short snippet, something that's not very specific. You want to like you open up Telegram and you see everywhere that it's posted. It's on the Forex. And it's a good. Just make it and it's good. Okay? Don't be super specific about a certain number or something, because then we're going to have conflict between all the people pairing together.
Right.
So that's why we don't want to be so specific. We just want it posted and it's good and it's a short period of time. And then we put it and then we say, B, thank you God for that little vision that we had. So it's your life path is like the trunk and the branches of the tree. It's all your leaves. Your thoughts, everything creates all those leaves. Let's create them.
Right. Linda Smith says, hi, happy face here. Sun is finally out and Kitty is in the window soaking it all in. I was afraid he had disappeared for good.
I just remember something. Anyway, I'm on the air. You can't come in here. Mom, what do you need? Is everything okay? Okay, let my dogs out of the office, please. Thank you. Anyway, what was the question? All right.
Yeah, we were. Kitty had reappeared after disappearing. So.
Oh no, it's still there. I just remember a little conscious creation update here. Last night, I was, instead of like crying and worrying, oh my God, I'm gonna have to put her down, I just pictured, along with God, Jesus, and pictured Rosie up and walking around this morning. And I just remembered, and then Brett had let her out before he went out of town, and said she walked out the door and she walked around and she went to the bathroom and she walked back in. I think that was about all she could handle, but I was like, just remembered that. Thank you, God. So keep it up, people.
So Scott says, we'll be dropping some hot intel last night. I can't wait to see what Jen thinks about it. What was his hot intel, other than I hear the same thing about Iraq, I think is what he said.
I don't know. Actually, I've been busy, but I don't know. Sometimes I think he's looking too hard for it, that maybe he might just be too quick to jump on whatever he hears.
Okay, let's pop back over to the Rumble side of things real briefly. And hey, Rainbow 13 is now a monthly supporter, $5 a month. Yay! Thank you, Rainbow 13.
Thank you.
I'm Lorraine. Will I be going back to work for the organization I was fired from in May? Please. So Lorraine, who is now Rainbow 13, wants to know if she'll be going back to work for the organization she was fired from.
Yes, it may be a slightly different position.
Mm-hmm. You know what you do then, Lorraine? Is you work until you have a really, really super important assignment, and then you quit on them after they fired you. That's what I would do. Okay, Mosifus, Little Red Castle. I missed most of the show today. I'm so sorry, but just got here and want to ask. Val Thor, that's Valiant Thor on X, is insinuating that the EBS may start tonight. What do you feel, Jennifer? Do you feel like the EBS has any chance of going tonight? Not until after the football games, I hope.
No, I've heard that name before, but I have no idea who that is. If to me, wait a minute, fictional character.
Yeah. I can highly recommend the Y-Files episode on the Valiant Thor myth that's out there. I did not write it, but I can highly recommend it. Okay, Magnus 6, Little Red Castle. Sweetie, I don't know. Oh, Megan. Megan's us. Okay, so her name is Megan. Happy Monday to you, Jen. I had a bad day at work on Friday. Should I be looking for another job? Megan wants to know.
No, it's just a bad day. It'll get better.
Okay. The comms from Trump were also showing he was going to be shot at. False flag assassination today. What do you think? Think there's any chance of something like that? False assassination attempt on Trump? A lot of people are saying that.
Well, there's always a chance of something like that. They would have to be pretty good. It's got to be the most hunted man ever.
Yeah.
And the most protected as well. So no.
Jim says, is it time for me to sell my home? Jim would like to know. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Thank you very much.
Well, I can't make that decision for you. Let's see. Would he benefit from selling his home now? If he can hang in there another month and a half, I think things would change.
Painting Angels says, is Rumble not working for you guys? I've been over on Rumble. It appears to be working, at least from my perspective. So I hope it's working for you guys. Jen, do you see the United Launch Alliance surviving with a successful launch of its Vulcan Centaur and Blue Origin probe prove itself a legitimate space launch company? So they want to know if the United Launch Alliance's next few launches of a Vulcan Centaur and Blue Origin rocket are going to be successful.
The launches are scrapped, is what I just heard.
The launches are scrapped or scrubbed, as we say.
Scrubbed.
As we say in the.
I'm listening, so that's what I heard.
In the space business, they're scrubbed.
Scrubbed. Something like that.
Jen, why are all the elites building these bunkers? What are they expecting? Nuclear civil war? I think they're expecting the pitchforks and the tiki torches to come after them. But I don't know. I don't want to influence Jen's answer.
All the elites are not building bunkers. There may be a few that are. It's just fear tactics. You have to understand that some of these people that are doing this are living on the surface right now, and they don't have any hope at all, and they're just seeing everything go to crap. So it's fear.
So Jen, I'm having a dental appointment on the 30th where I'm going to be put completely under because of my gagging reflex. Do you see that appointment going well and no after effects from the anesthesia? 30th of January. Or will
After that, I'm really getting, and I don't know if you have a sinus infection at the time, but a lot of pain in the forehead afterward, like a headache.
Great.
Feeling kind of dehydrated, but I see you waking up.
Okay, good.
That's good news.
That's the good news. James wants to know if he and his wife Misty will have any delays on their way home on Wednesday.
Not anything significant, maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's like the dong at something like 0.45. I'd be ecstatic if it went to a nickel. If the dong went to a nickel, I'd cash some of it in and pay some bills. Dinar is served. It looks like it's a possibility this week. So. Timothy Hanlon talking about the high water says, great. Sandy Hook, New Jersey always floods. This is the first point of maritime entry into New York Harbor. Well,
It's like I feel like I could be wrong about this, but I'm really down around like Louisiana, like that area, possibly the South, somewhere down there, but on that side of the country, but I'm not sure.
this is clever. You are a clever guy. Here we go. The shocking intel in Jen's Jentel may be the synagogue in New York City with all the black hats coming out of the hidden tunnels with bloody mattresses. Did you see that, Jen? The Jew tunnels?
What?
The Jew tunnels? There was
No?
a synagogue in New York. The police spotted Orthodox Jews coming out of these underground tunnels. They had built an entire tunnel complex under the synagogue. And there's video of them pulling bloody mattresses out of there. And the whole thing is implied there was, child murder and pedophilia going on in those tunnels under this synagogue in New York City. You did not see the Jew tunnels?
Are you sure that wasn't a movie?
Yeah. It really happened in New York.
I have to look now.
We're going to cover it tomorrow
All
night
right.
a little bit. We didn't cover the Jew tunnels last week.
This has a strong feel of an orchestrated movie. So I don't know if that was cleaned out and discovered earlier. I doubt that. Let's think about this. All right. So they're going to drag bloody mattresses out so everybody can see it, right? That is like considered anything with blood on it, any kind of waste like that, it's going to be wrapped. It's going to be put in bags. It's going to be, nobody's going to just drag it out in the open, not knowing what's on it and why that, what happened. It's going to be crime scene. It's not going to be done that way. Is it?
Maybe.
This is part of the movie.
Well, I'm sure it's part of the movie, but yeah. Okay, so let's ask this question straight up about the Iowa caucuses. Jen, do you see Trump winning tonight? Does he win the Iowa caucuses? In spite of shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. But they're going to make it look like it was not, he didn't win at all, like it wasn't as good as it was.
Supposed
we
to
thought
be,
it would
right?
be. Yeah, like, oh, he just made it,
He just barely made it, yeah. Oprah was also pictured accompanied by government officials that wear a special pin. I think that's U.S. Marshals. Yeah. So.
Well, there you
go. More weird Joe Biden chin stuff. Yeah, they're setting him up to be removed for health issues.
Sorry, I was reading another thing. Yeah, he's just in place until they want him out, and then he'll be pulled out quickly.
Oh, I see the comment. You were commenting on it earlier. Linda Smith says, I noticed a video of Biden. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to click on. Representative Cuellar, who reps our border town, said the Texas National Guard would not allow the Border Patrol to jump into the river to save some migrants that report supposedly drowned. The National Guard said that it happened in Mexico. Is that the truth? Well, first of all, they're not migrants. They're illegal aliens. So
the only way I see that happening is if the conditions were not, it was too dangerous to do so. Yeah. Like if you jump in, you're going to die too.
Happy birthday, Nico.
Happy birthday.
Jen, I'm Barbara. What do you see is wrong with my dog, Chewy?
It is intestinal. Take him in. It seems like this dog has indigestion a lot. So I would take him in and find out why.
This is Karen. My son Thomas's girlfriend has shown red flags, crying for attention. Will he stay with her for long? Thank you.
Crying for attention. How old is she? Anything under 25, that's what they do. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about for this long term. So just I let him do his thing. It's a lesson.
Carissa wants to know, did Ashton sprain his ankle today? Will he need crutches?
It's a little bit sprained. He's not going to need crutches. It's, just try to keep him off of it as much as you can. Maybe wrap it for stability, put it up, ice. It's almost like when your foot goes out to the side and it's ugly and it hurts a little bit for a few days, but he'll be fine.
Ken wants to know, will my wife let me get a puppy? Ken, why are you leaving it up to her? If you want a puppy,
Ken.
Go get a puppy.
Gonna have to wear her down, Ken. Just bring it home. She'll love it.
Jen, will the Super Bowl happen this year, or will an event stop it or happen during it?
It happens. Yeah. Just kind of saw who was in it. Not both, but one.
Wow. It's 11.
49ers.
It's 11-11 right now, too.
The colors of the 49ers I just saw are pretty strong. So just saying. I'm dead.
Robert Charles Zem. I rescued a kitten last week. Do you think Jen, my girlfriend, will let me keep him? I'm already 600 deep in vet bills. So you're bills deep in this kitten then, huh? Bob? Yeah, keep it.
Well, you might as well get your money's worth. Yeah, I think she will.
Yeah, don't leave it up to her. Marco says, Jen, is my girl mom Dina scamming me? Is my girl's mom Dina playing or scamming me, or is everything real? I think they're good people, but love is blinding me. Yeah, men are stupid like that.
What do you think? About half of what she's saying is true. Really laying it on thick.
Silver Slayer saying you're going to see the voter registration card from 1994 for Michelle Obama as a male, registered as a male. So what? You see a lot of stuff like that with Barry Soetoro too, and it never gets out.
The problem is that nobody believes what they see on the internet anymore.
Silver Slayer says those tunnels are underground transport tunnels from the 1800s. Okay. The police tried to fill the tunnels with concrete so no one could go down there. Yeah, interesting. There was a big fight. Okay. Hi, Jen. This is Marta. Please look at my collie and tell me if you see any serious health issues besides his allergies. It would help if we had his name.
It's okay. It's the collie. You're just going to want to keep an eye on those back legs. Not so much the hips, but the legs. I don't know if he's had an injury before, but as he ages, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. I'm not really seeing any physical health problems at this time. Teeth and legs or hips.
Mike, what is that thing in the glass door behind your right shoulder? What? Dun, dun, dun. It's an alien.
Well, actually, it is an inflatable. Remember when we were talking about blow-up doll for Christmas for Mike? Yeah. It's actually an inflatable alien.
And Dave can't figure out how to inflate it.
And I told him to blow it up and throw it in the room behind him after some kind of conversation about alien activity in his home, but instead he taped it to the door. Thank you, Dave. You're fired.
Jen, this is Greta. Is there long-term potential for Kyrilos and I? Kyrilos.
Oh, Greta, I don't know what email to send it to. I've been sending you emails for a long time that you don't respond to. Good look at your emails. Anyway. Long-term potential. There is, but you're kind of an independent woman, and he kind of wants a submissive, passive woman and is quite dominant. So I don't know if that's gonna fit. It's up to you.
Karen says, Jen, do you see my hip getting better?
Walking better, yes. Still a problem.
Yes, Dave. Fired. You're fired. Jen, was that frozen snot in Andy Reid's mustache? We are asking. Jen doesn't even know.
I don't want to look at what was on his mustache.
It was.
Oh yes, it's saliva, and I don't want to do that. Yucky.
Okay, a whole bunch more stuff on Rumble, and then we'll get out of here. Little Red Castle questions. Wow, there's a whole bunch more. Conscious creation. Okay, this is Tim, a Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. My wife Cherie believes that in a past life she was associated with druids in Wales, perhaps as a priestess. Can you comment on this, please? Jen doesn't really do past lives too much. She isn't, Jen, but you never know.
I absolutely do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
It's actually very interesting. Yeah, I do that. You get an hour reading and ask for past life reading if that's what you want. I don't have it posted. But now, who is this? Whose wife is this?
This is Tim's wife, Cherie.
There was some kind of life. I think it was like 15 or 1400, something 1300, some around back then. I'm closer to between 14 and 1500. And she was over in what looks like Ireland, very rural. I think that's why she's drawn to that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's probably just it's related somehow. I don't know if she necessarily was that, or there's definite reasons she's drawn to that, though.
Craig and Shar would like to know if their son is still okay. It would help if we had his name.
Is still okay. Like, I need to know if he's passed, or if he's living, or be a little more specific with that.
Okay, Valiant Thor said 115 V for Vendetta. Monday the 15th is big. Okay, well, that's great. Valiant Thor said that. We shall see. Tammy would like to know if... Hi, Jen and Mike. Tammy Johnson would like to know if I will renew my franchise or will sell it before that. Red Castle, Tammy. Tammy wants to know if she will renew her franchise or sell it before she has to renew it.
I think you renew it.
Okay, Barry Richard, Little Red Castle. Okay, yeah, very, very skeptical about optics. I hear you. Maureen says, is my brother Fred sick with something that I need to worry about? Maureen would like to know. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Is she, is her brother Fred sick with something she needs to worry about?
No.
Diana, Little Red Castle, do you still see me meeting that gentleman from Texas? And will it be anytime soon?
March.
Okay. Barry wants to know if the plan is to let Trump win the primary, make a lot of noise, and then Carrie Lake him in the general election. Of course, that's the plan. Whether they get away with it or not is the issue.
Wow. Interesting. The way that was answered. I heard all plans against him will fail.
There you go. Nadine, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Jen, do you see a go boat in my future? I don't know what a go boat is. A go boat in my future. Nadine.
No, you decide on something else.
Cool. Valiant Thor is a supporter of the Beyond Creepy podcast. Well, Val, get in here and support us. Northwest Treasure Seeker. Hi, we recently lost our service dog who we adopted when he was a puppy and he was severely abused. How is he doing in the afterlife? Do you know? Well, we don't know his name or your name. So it's hard. Jen can't really connect.
I'm getting something. I mean, some kind of connection there. He lays on the couch a lot. I'm just picking up some flashes and stuff.
He lays on their couch with them when they're on the couch. He's with them.
Yeah.
Cute. That's
since he passed.
YouTube. Is there any RV news? There's quite a bit at the beginning of the show. Go back and watch it on Rumble and then become a $5 a month subscriber of YouTube. Yeah, because there is quite a bit of stuff. I would love to see a tax revolt, surefire way to defund the feds, except the feds don't get their funding from that. They get their funding by printing money. So Rick Norman just realized I'm on 3 and not 3:33. Serves me right for being late. There you go. All right, that is going to wrap it up. Jen, any final thoughts before we move on from this Monday Morning News and Jentel show?
Keep up with the God-centered conscious creation. Scroll back on philosophy on Telegram. I'll share it again on what we're focusing on. Let's continue that this week, that we see in a short period of time the IQD go to the Forex, the dinar go to the Forex, and that it is good. And we want to say be and thank you, God. And it's just a little vision in your head, and we want to create that. Okay,
all right.
Together.
I think we've helped create this pressure point right now that we're going through today.
Well, you start to see it coming in. Yeah. I'm starting to see.
Well, it wasn't there a couple days ago, and you talked Wednesday a lot about conscious creation, and now it's there. Now it seems like there's this pressure for something to happen in the next.
So we're all working together as little pieces of God to pair with the big piece of God and to create this in our reality. Let's do it.
That's right. Okay, you can find Jen on jenniferfalaw.com. You can find her at Philosophy on Telegram and Jennifer Falaw Doring also. On Telegram, don't forget, you can contribute to the show, or at least to me, through CashApp, $ Mike Mbera33. On Zelle, it's Mbera33 at msn.com. You can also find me on mikebera.blogspot.com. Rumble, we are Real News Live on Rumble. That's how you get over there. Open the Rumble account, do the $5 a month subscription thing. Telegram, I'm Mike Bera 33. Instagram, Mike Bera 333, and at capital M Mike capital B Bera 333 on Twitter X. You can find me there, and don't forget CBDgurus.com, our wonderful sponsors with all kinds of cool CBD health products, and MikeBeraPets.com with all kinds of cool health products for your pets, including the Coriolis Versicolor immune support, which I'm taking now. I've just started taking, and the Enforce Restore mushroom-based health products, which I am taking, and hopefully I can give you a big, big, big endorsement on their efficacy in a month or so. So MikeBeraPets.com is the place to go for that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Jen, let me get your banners back up there. We got to change this, Jen, so we can get the more relevant stuff on here, because you don't do your YouTube that much. I'll have to put something else.
Well, that's because I'm here, Mike, and I've been busy, but I'm gonna. All right, I'm coming back.
Jen and I will be back on Wednesday for Tell the Truth Wednesday. Hopefully, we're talking about some exciting stuff on Wednesday. That would be great. We love you all. We thank you all for being here. I'll be on Toxically Masculine Tuesday tomorrow with Blake and Brooks. Tune in for that show. That's 9 p.m. Eastern on all these same channels and a few more, including Blake's channels. We'll be talking about Jew tunnels and other things that are going on in the news. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you guys, and have a great Monday. Who are we rooting for today? I don't know. Just we want to have entertaining football games. Congratulations to the Detroit Lions. First playoff win in 32 years. Some vindication for Jared Goff. That's why we love sports, because the human drama of it. The human drama of athletic competition, as Jim McKay used to say, is exciting to watch. That's why we want to make sure our sports are not fixed. All right, guys. Love you. Thanks for being here.